forth and just find your voice.
Yeah.
So let's start off like when you first started coaching, you started coaching CrossFit or MMA. Like, what was it like? Who were you emulating? Who did you draw inspiration from in order to hopefully have someone learn from what you were saying?
Mm-hmm. I think when I initially started coaching, I wanted to do something different from things that I had always, it's just like now with like some of the leadership stuff that I'm really diving into, it's like, I wanted to be a coach that I never had. Um, so I think initially there was, it was like I had like an ongoing identity crisis for the first few years because there was nobody, there was nobody at the time in the CrossFit space that I had come in contact with that like, because even from the very beginning, I knew CrossFit was like my thing. It was the thing that I loved the most. But at the same time, I felt like just being a CrossFit coach, like it's just what I do. I just teach that methodology. I don't go any deeper than that. Like I don't get into any of the mindset stuff or any of the under, behind closed door stuff. Like I don't get into any of that. Like I've always like struggled with leaving that alone because like real change didn't come until like I did dive into some of that stuff with people. So I think for me, like it was this ongoing identity crisis for the first few years because I was trying to find my voice, find the way that I want to do things. And it took me a good period of time to really understand like who I was. Like, am I the technique guy? Like, am I the programming guy? Am I the deep rooted mindset guy? And I think for me, like I've really landed on like as of late, like I want to be the experience guy because I've kind of come to this place where it's like, it doesn't matter, there's that saying of like, people don't care how much you know, they just want to know that you care. I forget who originally said that, but I always kind of go back to that. It's like, at the end of the day, I want to give them as much as I possibly can, not bore them, but it has to be an experience that they keep coming back to. And I think early on, I was kind of doing that without doing it on purpose. And now I very much so am very purposeful in my approach to making sure that this is an enjoyable experience. I tell my coaches over there, like, dude, this needs to be a show.
Yeah.
This is a freaking concert, dude. Like
Yeah.
they're coming in here, they're looking to
Best hour of their day, bro.
for sure. But more than that, like best hour of their week. Like I want them to think every time they come in here, like, man, that was incredible. Like what a great time. And I think about it in jiu-jitsu now is like, I have, and this is just me being very transparent with your audience and with you. Like I have a daily imposter syndrome with jiu-jitsu because there are people in our gym right now that I would argue are probably more knowledgeable than me. So there's always this thing of like, man, am I saying something wrong? Is there something technically that I'm off with here? But at the end of the day, like if I just can kind of revert back to like, I studied, I'm prepared, I have dived as deep as I possibly could into this thing. I'm not putting it together when I get here. And I'm trying to make sure that everybody here gets better at jiu-jitsu today. If I can just kind of revert back to that and remember that, like, sure, if I forget a grip position or to turn my hips a certain way, like I came from a lens of I was as prepared as I possibly could and I gave my absolute best on the floor that day, then it doesn't matter if somebody in the room is critiquing how I'm showing something because like I'm not coming from the intention of like this unprepared, like not caring person. I'm coming through this lens of like, I want this to be the best freaking class that I can give this person in this 60-minute time block. And if I fall short, I know that I've given it my all. And I know for a fact based off of all the other coaches, probably people you've been around in the past, like that is more than what a lot of people, at least in the grappling industry, can say.